Additions used to be very different. When our parents were young, the worst thing you could do was maybe drink a bit too much or smoke a little. But looking back at the past, it was way less dangerous and brain-rotting than it is today. But look at you. You probably clicked here for a reason. Maybe you are young and dealing with something like porn and gooning, or maybe you are an adult who is struggling with life and bad habits. See, currently I'm a young teen and I'm living my life to the fullest. I go to school, I'm a pretty good student, and overall I have a solid friend group. I spend my weekends outside the whole day and I'm pretty well spoken, but something has been holding me back from becoming the best version of my inner self. And for me, that is gooning. So right now, we are going to make you ask yourself why you keep turning to these bad habits. There are small consequences we don't realize. We see someone we know outside and ignore them entirely because we're anxious. We keep saying, I will start tomorrow, I will stop soon, it's over after this time. But really, it's quite the opposite. Number one, why do you keep doing it? Is it maybe because you are addicted to the feeling? Maybe you are just bored? Or maybe you've already realized that you should quit, but it feels way too difficult. Habits like drugs, pornography, and alcohol are so powerful because they feed our brains massive amounts of dopamine. In normal amounts, dopamine is responsible for giving you that feeling of accomplishment, of anticipation, and the motivation to keep going. But since you started doing these things, your brain is basically trying everything it can to chase that high dopamine state as fast as possible. The urges become frequent, your willpower drops low, and the consequences just get worse. And for me, it started as a discovery, not something I had already heard about. Once I tried it, I didn't do it too often, maybe once or twice a week. A few months later, I discovered porn, and I realized, oh damn, this is insane combined with fapping, let me keep going. Fortunately, it didn't completely ruin my life right away. I was still myself, talking to girls every now and then, hanging out frequently and studying. But around the 6-month mark, I realized it was wrong. It was rotting my brain. For the past year and a half, I've tried to quit. I wanted to quit. But my biggest streak was just 7 days. That's when the bad stuff started to show. I would feel guilty, sad, and emotionless. That was the moment I started getting closer to God. I learned it is a sin, and I tried to improve myself. But at the time, it still wasn't enough to stop me completely. Number two, how much is it affecting your life? When you see an attractive girl, do you instantly look somewhere else rather than her face? When someone is walking in front of you, are you completely distracted? When a girl talks to you, do you look her in the eyes, or are you scared out of your mind? During the day, what are you actually craving? Your next session, or a different life? If the answer to all of these is yes, I'm sorry, but it is better to stop right now, right here. When your life depends on a few hours of digital pleasure without any real purpose, things are only going to get much worse. Think about it. You definitely know people whose mental states are much worse than yours right now. You probably judge them, but do you realize you are slowly becoming one of them? When I was in middle school, I heard my friends saying they gooned a lot. You know what I thought? I said, oh, I would never do that. They are so gross. And look at me now. I became one of them. This makes you understand that just because something is considered normal by society today doesn't mean you have to do it. No one talks about the true consequences they face, feel, and live with every single day. Number three, do you have a purpose to quit? If you don't, you probably never truly thought about quitting in the first place. Maybe you do have a purpose, or maybe you don't. So how do you find it? It's not easy. Yes, saying to yourself, it's going to be best for my future self is good. But if you keep relapsing, nothing actually changes. What if you were silently forced to abstain from these habits in order to be the best version of yourself for a specific event? Picture this: high school exams before university, peak stress, late study nights, a ruined sleep schedule, completely brain-rotted, but you still have 1 month left. What if you choose not to chase the high for that specific month? Think about it. More clarity, more confidence, and more willpower just by saying no. That is a win-win. For example, I am currently on a 13-day streak, my highest one yet. But why am I managing to hold the line this time? Because I have a definitive goal. In late June, I am going to ask my crush out for a walk. I need all the help I can get from God, and I need to be lucid, aware, present, and confident. Have you ever heard of a gooner successfully asking a girl out with real confidence? No, because I'm not a gooner anymore. I am becoming a man. So I'm asking you right now, look at your calendar, find your date, find your purpose, whether it's an exam, a sport, or looking someone you care about in the eyes without shame. Find the reason that makes you want to be a man instead of a slave to a screen. The urge lasts for a few minutes. Your life lasts forever.